Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another stream in May. I think this is my first stream in May. I don't even remember. So, welcome back to my first stream in May as we end the month. But with me, I have another one who's another person who's very similar to me in terms of his consistency, in terms of his content and related things. Welcome back, Doctor Sid, to my channel. How have you been?
Tell me the truth. Did my moderators pay you to say that? Thanks for having me, Srinath. It's a pleasure to be on anyone's stream at this point.
It's a pleasure for anyone to have you on stream, Doctor Sid.
Cheers, man. Cheers. Hi, chat. Hi, everyone. Good to see you again. If anyone from my channel is watching, guys, I promise you I'll stream soon.
You have built up such a legacy, Sid, that I even have a Sid Warrior scene in my OBS permanently embedded, which has only a dark screen and nothing else but that. No audio input, no other capture.
Yeah, I know. And the worst thing is, Srinath, I'm not even joking. That stream has more views than most of my videos.
I know. You got like 10,000 views?
Yeah.
I know.
I mean,
I think it's a sign.
What I'm really worried about is that brands are going to start coming up to me and saying, dude, just do a blank screen saying paid promotion.
You should try that.
Yeah, life hai yaar, kya life hai. Anyway,
Yeah.
thanks for having me here, brother. It'll be super fun to discuss and learn chess from you.
Absolutely. It's good to be back to this learning chess, which was, I think quite the rage back in the COB days. There
Yeah.
used to be regular streams on everyone's channel, learning chess. And then people got busier and it has been difficult to find time to do it. Find time yourself and also find time for the guests. And yeah, so it's good to be back, and it would be lovely to kind of have a series, although it's difficult to commit for the moment about the time. But at least for now, we have this learning chess episode. And when you talk about learning, I think maybe there are, as far as I've read and experienced, there are maybe two or three components. And the first is conscious practice. We practice, but we not just practice, but we practice with attention, paying
Right.
attention, which is conscious practice. And the second part is feedback. And this feedback is basically understanding what mistakes we do and improving on those mistakes, not repeating those mistakes. And I think this is one of the most important aspects which work across levels, because improving and learning, this is a question I get asked on all levels, right from the chat here. I'm stuck at 600. How do I get to 700? Right up to the Olympiad team, someone stuck at 2600 and how they get to 2700. What should they be doing? And
Yeah.
in some cases, people dropping down from 2600 to below, because improvement is a very fluid thing. What worked in 2016 might not necessarily work in 2022 when you're climbing up the levels. But I think that's more specific to the higher levels. And for people who are, just starting to play chess, or who are around 1000 to 1500 on chess.com and similar servers, I think
Yeah.
their improvement is more of a universal concept. You learn,
Right.
I think it's like time tested, and what used to work should also continue to work despite the improvement in the general levels.
So
And yeah.
I have a question, Srinath. So suppose you're at 2500, right?
Mhm.
You are improving. So for you to be 2600, it's not just an individual journey, right? It also depends on how all the other 2500s are doing, isn't
Oh,
it?
yes, absolutely. I think that's relative to all levels. As in, it's like money, you can earn more money, but if there is inflation, which is, faster than your growth of salary, then
Right.
your overall value decreases.
Right.
So, the same way, inflation is similar to how, in general, people keep improving. And your rate of improvement has to beat that inflation. You have to improve faster than others for you to
Right.
level up and rank up.
Yeah.
And this improvement rate of improvement happens to be at the fastest with the teenagers and the juniors in general for a variety of
Mm,
reasons.
mm,
Uh, but again, this is, I think, more specific to 2500, 2600, and these levels. For someone who's starting out from 0 to 1000 and 1000 to 1500, here I feel the rate of improvement is not necessarily that high because not everyone is paying focused attention at these levels. And therefore, it should be easier to beat the competition. And also your environment of players. For example, at 2500, it's a very specific environment of players, around 500, 600 across the world. But
mm,
out there in 1000 to 1500, your group of players that you have to beat is more varied. So
mm.
you also get more people to overtake during this
Oh,
time.
interesting. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot to do with how quickly you close your mind, you know. I feel like in any field, there is a point where you start telling yourself that now this is how I'm going to play. This is the kind of person that I am. This is the kind of doctor that I am. This is the kind of player that I am. And as soon as you say that, it's comforting, but at the same time, it's also a trap.
Identifying.
Yeah.
I know. I can totally feel you. Which
Mm,
is why I always had this. So there was this time when, I mean, you're taught on how you focus on one thing and you keep improving at it, right? And there was this one time when I was swimming with Nihal and I was learning to swim, whereas he
mm,
was much better than me, having spent more time. He had learned. And I was
mm,
trying to do this one particular thing repeatedly over and over again. And I was
mm,
getting better at it, but I was not improving much overall. And Nihal was like, I think you should stop doing that because you're already good at it. And
mm.
you should start doing something else that will improve your overall technique. And that made so much sense in improvement in general when he introduced that uh,
Yeah.
that when you're good at something, uh, it's not when you're good at something stop doing it for free.
Yeah.
It's that when you're good at something, just take a pass and become good at something else.
Yeah.
I think that makes a lot of sense, especially go a bit wider when you're in the beginning rather than going very deep into a specialization.
Beautiful. That's the advice you give to artists also who are in like a creative block, you know. Just stop trying to push it. Like get out, do something else. I remember when I was studying for my post graduation, like the NEET entrance exam. Every time I started getting frustrated, I started learning how to juggle a football. Okay. And the aim was that by the time I give my NEET exam, I should be able to juggle it 100 times without dropping. And because I had this parallel goal in mind, it was like your brain has something to fall back on. And it was only much later that I realized, hey, that's such a useful life hack. You can use that anywhere. I'm sure even when you're playing chess, if you're solving puzzles and you keep getting stuck at a particular number, yeah, go play pool or something and come back.
Absolutely, and even in chess, when you're working on some particular aspect, I think it really helps to take a break from it and go to something else and work on it, and then you come back to it. I think it's been very well explored in general. The
Mm,
Steve Jobs speech, connecting the dots, the Stanford,
yeah, yeah.
and so many other things. Also, Hikaru is an inspiration. Yeah, he streams while playing professional chess, while everyone else is playing only professional chess. And Hikaru basically showed the world that you can stream and you can still play chess at a very high level because it doesn't necessarily detract you from it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's a request from the chat to ban Neat on stream.
I know. I saw that. Anshika. Anshika, are you a NEET student? If so,
Guilt,
my
guilt, guilt.
sympathies. Also, Srinath, why are you distracting NEET students? Shouldn't they be studying?
I can't help it, said. Maybe I'm putting them on a better path, saving
Yeah,
them before they get stuck into it.
correct. Oh, wow. No, maybe you are the football juggling for them. That works.
I wish that was true. Let's pretend that is true.
Yeah, let's pretend that's true. Yeah. So tell me this, Srinath, what was your escape? Not escape, like what was your break from chess? What did you do?
So, in my case, said let's say let's take an analogy. Yeah, like let's say
Mhm.
I was struggling for a long. So you can. It's so easy for all of us to imagine Sagar, who is an international master. So I was
Yeah.
also an international master once upon a time,
Yeah.
and I was struggling to become a grandmaster. And there were a bunch of people with me who was doing this, who are in a similar situation. And back in the time, there was this very strong conception that teaching chess will hinder your playing chess ability because
Mm,
it was just a stereotype. Teaching chess is bad for you, coaching is bad
right.
for you.
Right.
And in 2015, like about when I was 19 years old, I had to like start earning
Mm,
to fund my chess career. And initially, I was jolted by this that, all the support system is off and I had to do it myself. But
right.
then my coach was like, I don't care what you do. Next 6 months, you have to make 3 lakhs, something like this. I don't
Wow.
know how you'll do it, what you'll do. I went up to him crying, kind of like I was like, what do I do? Like this is
Wow.
the situation.
That's tough,
Uh,
dude.
It was tough, but I think it was also one of the best things to happen to me in hindsight because I went up to him. He told me this, and that really gave me a very strong sense of purpose. And I was fortunate that I had a pretty decent background in chess, so
Mm,
I had started well quite early. So when I was 19, I already had a skill set which I can use in real life.
yeah.
And a couple of months later, I won this tournament, which had a first prize of 1 lakh. So initially, I was just playing these tournaments and winning. And every time I felt short of money, I used to somehow manage to win a tournament with 1 or
Wow.
1.5 lakhs, 50,000, and all these little prize monies. This went on from 2013, 2014. And I would invest that money to travel to Europe and play tournaments. So you win like 1 lakh, 1.5 lakhs, and a round trip back in the days to Europe used to cost something like 35K, 40K if you're
Yeah.
really smart.
Yeah.
And then once you get to Europe, you can take a bus, you can take a train, and I used to do these long journeys, travel to the cheapest part of Europe
Yeah.
and do a long journey. But then what happened was I was also playing people who are, weaker than by doing
Mm,
this. I was going and winning tournaments, but I was winning tournaments where the competition was weaker than.
mm,
And what this did was it was not allowing me to stretch myself and grow. So then I thought, okay, so maybe I shouldn't be continuing to do this. I should, start playing in events where I consistently play people who are stronger than me because that's where I'm going to stretch myself and grow. But then I
right.
need an avenue to start earning money, and that's how I started teaching chess. Because my reasoning was teaching someone is basically learning twice
Right.
because you have to know what you're teaching to be able to teach someone. And one of the first advice I got to be a good coach was, don't hold back any information that might be useful to your student. Don't be
Mm,
selfish.
mm,
And this teaching, it worked wonders for my career on two counts. That first of all, this is true not just to chess players, but a lot of people in their early 20s and people who are growing through their careers, the initial phase of their career. There's a lot of financial pressure because you're told that you have to focus on studying, or you're told that you have to focus on playing chess and growing your career. We take care of everything else, but the
right.
people who assure you we take care of everything else put you under such immense pressure, and that is pressure anyway.
Yeah.
So
True.
this financial pressure, it really helped that I didn't have this kind of financial pressure where I'm thinking, where am I going to get the money for my next tournament? And
Right.
this used to be the case for a number of people who were, on par with me at that point in 2015, 2016, similar level,
Right.
similar age. People who didn't make it to the top cream, they fell behind, and then it becomes more difficult, and they have this financial pressure. And the second thing, the teaching part really helped me learn better because you can't teach without learning. And I think you even learn more when you're teaching because then you really have to go deep and figure out the truth. You can't just I mean, I know, and you can get away, but if you're a really good teacher, if
Yeah.
you're researching your subjects well, so that was my escape, and I think that made a massive difference in how I improved as a player. And I left behind a lot of people who were, on par with me or a bit ahead of me at that point.
Mm,
And 4 5 years later, it made a massive difference. I had a nice coaching career. I had a good experience there in working with people, and my chess level had also increased substantially
right.
more.
You know,
So
it reminds me of how AI learns. Like it learns by playing with itself. Teaching is kind of like that. You know, you get twice the number of lessons from the same match if you're
yeah,
teaching, because
yes.
you're trying to analyze it from so many different angles. Like the same concept. Even when I'm teaching medicine, I've realized this, that if I read a topic, I understand it at one level, but then when I teach it, I understand it at like seven different levels.
Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Hmm.
Said it
And
that's exactly what I said. Yeah, when you teach, you're learning twice,
right,
and
right.
I think that was said by this famous physicist, Richard Feynman. I
Feynman,
think. Yeah,
Richard
yeah,
Feynman. Yeah.
yeah. And
Teach to learn.
yes, yes, yes.
Anshika is saying that she's studying notes side by side. I love the effort, man. I love the effort that neat students put in fooling themselves too.
Neat students are like in chess international masters, I guess. But one of the
Yeah.
decisions you have to take is if it is worth it to become a grandmaster, like Sagar.
Oh, damn. All right. Do not try to convince.
Sorry, sorry about that.
Go study, Anshika.
Yeah, we need more doctors than we need grandmasters. That I agree.
Oh, damn.
But yes,
Well,
getting back to the learning part. Now,
yeah,
we started off by saying that we need conscious practice, and the second part is feedback.
yeah.
And now, traditionally, for the feedback, we always relied on humans who knew better. Uh, you know, uh, for example, yeah, so people come and ask for a coach how they get better at whatever they are doing.
Yeah.
And there are so many traditional methods which has again worked for all levels. One is, making a list of the mistakes that you have done in your game and finding a pattern. So
Correct.
you back in the days, people used to take a paper notebook. They listed down the mistakes they made and find a pattern. Because you have to be careful not to overdo this. Because if you focus and emphasis too much on the mistakes, I think there
Mm,
is a tendency to keep repeating those same things. We repeat what we observe.
yeah.
So if we get obsessed with learning from mistakes, then we'll repeat it. But if we have a professional approach where we keep a dedicated time to just analyze games and
Mm,
learn from the mistakes, I think it really helps. It was one of the things I used to do back when I was trying to improve. Just
mm,
make a list of mistakes, try and find a pattern of them, and try to improve. And once again, this is something that works across levels. There was this one famous Russian trainer who showed this to a very talented student. He showed a
mm,
certain position, and the student, who was of course a grandmaster, he thought for
mm,
like 30 minutes and suggested this move in that position.
mm.
And then this trainer was like, very good. This was the exact same mistake you made 3 years ago in your game.
Wow. Wow.
So
So yeah,
this
some things
analogy
don't
was
change.
exactly, exactly. There is so much of this tendency to repeat behavior which we have been trained, because we ultimately do what we repeatedly do, right? That is
Correct.
training.
This is so true of life, man. This is so true of life. And you wonder, right, that every time you're in a kind of like a screwed up situation, a part of your brain is going, wait, I've been here before. This is not the first time that I have reached this situation. And you wonder why. If you can go back your list of moves, you'll know that you had this position and you did the exact same error.
Exactly. I think this works across fields and
True,
behavior.
true.
We do so much of what we repeatedly do unless we become conscious of it and try to improve.
Yeah,
And now, we relied on a manual method to do this for so many years.
correct.
And with AI basically coming into all the different fields, Now there was this product called AimChess, which I had discovered about a year and a half ago or something. It's been around for some time, and it has. Initially, I just looked around it, and basically it analyzes your data and gives you complete insights on your game. So the job of me as a coach changes from collecting the data to just feeding the data that makes sense for the analytics to work on its own. So for example, there used to be a time when people had to literally score through magazines and different publications to collect the games of your opponent.
Right.
And now it all falls and comes into your computer every single week.
Wow.
So we save, I think I've saved at least 1,000 man hours, if not 10,000, from someone in 1985, just because I have access to a computer, which makes
Mm,
learning and things so much easier and time efficient for me.
mm,
And similarly, I think AI is bringing in the next revolution. And let me just show you the interface, and I'll start with
yeah.
the data for me from my games.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
So let me navigate through it, get the right scene on my OBS, not go to the Sid Warrior scene.
Groans of disappointment from the chat.
Yeah, there we have it. There we have
All right.
it.
Yeah, I can
And
see
so this
this.
is like the interface of Inches.
Mm,
And uh, the feature that I am most impressed by out here is the analytics part, which
okay.
gives the statistics of my games incomplete.
Mm,
And it can give it from my chess.com, chess, or chess24 from any of these accounts from a
right.
specified period. Now, I haven't played any Blitz games in the last 14 days.
Mm,
I haven't used it. So, uh, in my case, I can, since it's my accounts are linked to my aim chess, my
yeah.
playing accounts, I can go up all the way to all the different games. It takes a
Oh,
while to
wow.
generate it. That was a few seconds. And so I have won 408 games. I have lost 244. It gives me this graph. And there are a few components that we break down into chess improvement. One is when you're better, you have an advantage. How well
Mm,
you convert it into a win. How well you.
mm,
So that is advantage capitalization. This gives me uh, data on how many games I've had an advantage on and
right.
how many games I managed to convert it, and the list of games, which is also automated. So it's very useful for me as a coach, or if I want to improve on my own game.
This
And
is
if I
so
want to
cool.
practice on these things, were
Yeah.
you going to ask something?
No, I was just thinking that this is so cool. Like you could literally see your whole graph in the last few months, how you've gone up and down.
Oh,
So
yes,
what is this green
absolutely.
line on top on rating? Is that the highest 2950 ke upar?
No, I think that's a baseline
Oh,
thing.
okay. Hmm. Okay. Got it.
Uh, I think I've gone higher, but I think maybe from 17 July 2020, that's
Hmm.
uh,
Okay.
yeah.
The upper and lower
No, I
limit
think
of
it's
it.
the baseline. I haven't gone
Okay.
itna high. It's
Got
just
it.
3,000. The green line marks 3,000.
Is 3000. Okay.
Yeah, the
Got
red
it.
line marks 2,700, and I have been in between this.
Hmm.
And in terms of, so I can do two things. One is I can see the details of this, the
Mm-hmm.
advantage capitalization, uh, and uh, this is games where I had a score of plus 1.5 according to the Stockfish,
Okay.
plus 2, more than plus 2, more than plus 3, more than plus 4.
Wow.
And from here, I can either just review the games, just look at the games where I had an advantage.
Hmm.
And then from there on, I went on to lose or draw. And of course, GM Hikaru is
Okay.
out there at the top because he tricks me all the time, no matter what the position is. And of course, I can also export these games
Yeah.
if I want to do it on leeches, for example.
Yeah.
Or I can get personalized lessons, which means it shows me situations in my games where I had this exact situation. Like, for example, this is from
Oh,
one of my games, and out here I made a mistake. So there's a personalized lesson from my game
holy
and
shit.
what I should have played here, the correct move.
Right,
So my pawn is on the 7th rank, and
right.
I was supposed to play rook d1 and capture this, and then I go. I have to try and promote this pawn, so I have to
Correct.
get a piece on the first rank. I'm doing this very quickly,
Got it.
and now rook c1 just wins.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So this is an example from one of my games,
Yeah.
and then it goes on. It goes on,
Understood. 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 Oh, wow. So
and I
this is
can
like personalized puzzles.
exactly. It takes data from your own games and it shows
Beautiful.
you where you have made these mistakes and it helps you train and get better in those things. So I
Beautiful.
I think it's an incredibly effective training method, and it breaks down into different components like advantage capitalization. Opening is one of the things where people make mistakes. So if I want to
Superb.
practice my openings where I made mistakes in the openings,
So,
and uh, according to Aimchess, my openings are pretty good.
mm,
So uh,
how do you know that? Where is that given?
I can see it in my statistics and the details. Your overall
Okay.
average score. So I tend to come out of the opening phase equal to my opponent,
Okay.
and with the it gives me statistics with the white pieces and black pieces. It gives me the first 15 moves.
Mm,
Now there are few amazing things and few things that can be better. What can be better is I cannot right now feed my over the board games. I can only take it from chess.com, leeches, and
correct.
chess24.
Correct.
To get quality analytics from data, I need to input good data. So having control of the data that I can input will give me ability to use it at a completely different level. But
Right.
having said that, this is an amazing start. And also, since not everyone plays chess over the board, for a
Mm,
lot of people that's not even relevant. It's relevant to
yeah.
me because I play chess at a professional over the board level, and I also train at that level.
Right.
But yeah,
So
and
here,
yeah,
first of all, why can't I see Catalan anywhere?
um, that's a good question. That's a good question.
Moving on.
Sid, I save my best weapons for my over the board games.
Of course, that is true. But coming to a different point, I was just about to ask this: that do they give you the separate names of each openings and your rate of victory in each? Which I just saw that it did. You just answered my question.
In your popular openings, they do.
Yeah,
So in my popular openings, like if I have popular openings and I have to go to white or black.
right.
So within my white or black, the openings that I have played commonly,
Amazing.
and it gives me my score after the first 15 moves.
Yeah.
So this is specific to the first 15 moves, the openings part. Again,
Mm,
which is very relevant to, I think, 95% of the population. Whereas if I'm training the Olympiad team, then the depth of the opening goes past 15 moves. But
got it.
so right now, what I would have to do is do this manually. Look through the games, look at how they did in the first 20, 25 moves, ask them where it stopped. But that's how AI starts. They start with this function, and then after a point, it gets totally automated.
Right.
And again, this is the first 15 moves is, I think, the opening range of 90-95% of the chess population.
Crazy. Yeah.
No, you don't see Nimzo Larson attack in the popular openings. No, 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 no. Why is this there? I don't know what I used to do back in the times. I used to be
Srinath.
stupid, but that's the point. I learned from my mistakes.
This is the GM's version of somebody reading their Google chat history in incognito mode.
I know,
Like,
right?
no, mom, I don't know how it got there. I wasn't.
It's ruthless. It's ruthless. It shows you the mirror. But guys, you see, the only opening with the red, the loss, the bad part is an Imzo Larsen attack. I hope you also learn
Hmm.
from my mistakes. That's how
Hmm.
you get better fast. Not just by learning from your mistakes, but also from other mistakes.
All right, wait. So where is English? That's the one that I'm interested. Okay.
There's a bit of English here,
Okay.
but I usually start with Knight F3 a lot.
Acha. Okay.
So, and again with black, it looks like I've played a lot of Caravan with good effect and a bit of Rilopus, which is 1 E4 E5.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is my data from all the games. If we focus on the last 1 year
Oh, so this is
games,
all the games, matlab, ever since you've made your account, which
yeah,
is how long ago?
ever since Big Bang on chess.com.
Abhishek is saying 1v3 being there is another level.
I know, I didn't expect that too.
Yeah, maybe you were doing it for a friend.
I probably was.
Amazing. All right, what is tactics?
So the tactics is my tactical ability, how I've done. It shows me how I've done against the different opponents, the tactical mistakes. So I made a lot of inaccuracies, but not so many
Mm,
blunders or mistakes. That's just 1.2. Whereas
right.
my opponents of similar rating, like let's say I'm at 2750, then it takes data from other people around that rating,
Okay,
other 2750s. And compared to them, I'm doing better on the number of blenders. I do only
got
like
it.
1.2 per game,
Got it.
whereas 1.6 is the average in my rating group.
Mm, okay.
And
And this applies to all kinds of games like Rapid, Blitz, Bullet.
no, this is for Blitz, so I can set it up.
Acha, you have to set it up separately.
Yeah, so I put this for GM Srinath Blitz. I
Oh,
can get it for Bullet, I can get it for Rapid, and I
got
same
it.
way I can get it for my Leeches Ultra Bullet
Got it. Got it. Got it.
and all the different things.
Mm,
And
okay.
similarly, again, I can practice on just my last 1 year of the games, the openings that I have played. Oh, look at this. Oh, yeah, I played E3, which was a bad move. Instead, E into D6 is the correct move, which I kind of automatically played. Oh, this is a position from the Stafford Gambit.
Okay.
And I made a mistake here in one game, apparently.
Find a good
And
move.
I don't know what the mistake was. I don't remember. I think H3 is a good move. Knight C3 also looks like a good move, but H3 is a mistake.
C3 is the
C3 is
good
the
move.
correct move
Oh.
because I'm supposed to prevent Queen D4.
Hmm.
So I would say there are some components of this which is much better than a human guide. Like
Right.
here, for example, my instinct is to play H3. So what I would do if someone asks me, I would turn on computer and say this is the correct move. But this does it faster. And there are components where I'm better. I can tell you why H3 is a bad move because
Right.
of Queen D4, which it also tells to a certain extent, by the way. Like I make this move and it says it's bad. C3 is the correct move. And in some cases, it also shows you that it's bad
That,
because of
oh,
a
yeah.
certain move of the
This is what
opponent.
your opponent could play.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I think there's also one thing that needs to be improved in automation that you say something is wrong to your human person, but to be able to explain why it's wrong.
So, okay, here's an interesting question. Would you be able to analyze your opponent's games?
Exactly, exactly. I was coming to this point. So this gives me extensive data about my things because there are all these games it can analyze from. Now, if you
Right.
want to analyze your opponent's games, there is this option called scouting,
Okay.
and this was exactly what I was using to prepare for you today.
Okay, you analyze my games. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I create a report by putting the playing platform that you're playing on
Right.
and your username and the time
Right.
control.
Right. So, okay.
So which
So
one do you want to check?
rapid would be 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, 10 minutes enough.
Okay. Okay. So I mean, in the last 2 months, I've only played Bullet. So
I
that's like,
noticed. I noticed.
yeah.
You have like 3,000 games in total on chess.com, out of which 2,500 of them are bullet. 80% of your games is bullet.
Yeah. But so my rapid rating, I don't even remember what my rapid rating is though. So why don't we analyze our rapid rating?
Yeah, I think rapid is the best
Yeah,
time class to analyze in, and also to
correct.
play if you want to improve,
Yeah,
because uh, in blitz and bullet it's just too fast,
correct.
so you don't have the time to process and learn. I had
Correct.
this student who uh, I shall not name right now. He started
Mm-hmm.
playing. He started improving chess, trying to improve. I think something like 6 months ago,
Mm-hmm.
and almost every day he plays like at least one or two rapid games. And his improvement across the 6 months has been phenomenal.
Okay.
So I think he's. I think that he's also an excellent example.
Mm.
And playing rapid, I think, will improve you faster than playing blitz
Yeah.
or.
I mean, at one point, I just realized that I'm just addicted to Bullet. There's no other way to put it because the dopamine kick is too rapid, right? Like it's as soon as you start, the game is over, and somehow you don't feel as bad losing a Bullet game as you would losing a rapid game. Like a 10-minute game because
Do you think that's because your investment of effort is lesser?
correct. Yes. The investment is lesser. You have more of a room for error. You have more of a room for justification. Hey, listen, mere paas time kam pada. Arey, it was only a 1 minute game. So at every point, if you win, you are top of the world. But if you lose, you have a justification. Whereas in 10 minutes, you have less room for that justification. So you have to really own up to your failure. So because of that, and
Yeah,
plus you fool yourself into thinking that अरे मेरे पास उतना time नहीं है 20 मिनट कौन बैठेगा
I
right.
know, and to focus for such a long time as well, right?
Correct.
To maintain
So
your focus.
yeah, like Bullet is like TikTok. Bullet is like Reels versus YouTube videos.
Shorts.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a reason we are shifting towards short form content. It's similarly with chess. It's insane.
Yes, and I wouldn't say bullet is the totally bad or evil, which used to again be the stereotype.
Yeah.
But I think it's a bit like diet, you need a kind of balanced diet. Uh,
Hmm.
Having too much of just one of it, again, it's not ideal. Once again, it's go wider rather than going deeper, right?
Yeah.
And playing bullet or blitz will definitely improve certain parts of your speed instinct
Hmm.
and ability to look at certain things fast. It trains your reflexes, but
Hmm.
too much of it is also will create a deficiency in your ability to think for longer time and maintain your attention and focus for such periods.
Amazing. Yeah, absolutely. Because when I play rapid after playing Bullet for like a month, I realize that I make moves at least 30% faster than I should. So I don't allow myself that time to just think, so just go over the board once again. Are you missing out on something? No, this looks like a good move. Let's just play it. Let's go with it.
Exactly. It looks like good food. Sorry, I said food, but I think that's because I was thinking about the most relevant thing for people. Like I see this pani puri and I eat it.
Yeah, exactly. Like you see a pawn and you take it. Like that's what happens in Bullet.
I
Oh,
think pani
damn.
puri is such a relevant analogy in so many aspects.
Ah, okay. Now I'm thinking we should have called Suhani on the stream. Suhani
Oh,
somehow got like she's got copyright on Pani Puri. Didn't you know
oh, I didn't know
that?
that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Suhan.
Okay, so what does my analysis say?
So the limitations about this is it can only take up to your last 40 games,
Okay. All right.
and
Oh wow.
but
My resourcefulness is horrible.
yeah, your resourcefulness it can be better, but
Hmm.
again we have to compare this with how you do with your peers. It's not just the percentage.
Okay.
Like when you say you have 70% openings, your peers have 68%.
Hmm.
So you're doing better than people who are around your rating.
Got it.
Tactics, yours is 51%, but peers have 54%. So
Got
there you
it.
can do better. Now, as far as resourcefulness is concerned, resourcefulness is basically when you have a bad position, it takes games from that, and the percentage of
Oh.
games you have overcome from the bad position.
Oh, interesting.
So
Okay.
again, if we level up, if we, for example, check Anisha's resourcefulness, it's likely to be lower because once you get a bad position, people give you lesser chances
Correct. Correct.
at that
Correct.
level. But at a
Yeah.
lower level, your resourcefulness is higher.
Hmm.
And
Oh, that is
resourcefulness
so
is,
interesting. Right. Because at a higher level, you are more likely to be punished for having a, which is what makes Hikaru's Botes Gambit run all the more impressive, man. I can't stop thinking about it. Like you sack your queen on the third move and then you go on to win the game. That's just insane. Okay.
absolutely, Dr. Phil. Hikaru is the next level, But with again, with all due respect, Hikaru is like world class, yeah.
Yeah, of
So
course.
that's like I don't know what analogy to give. Uh, like someone world class who descends down to online chess.
Yeah.
If you took out Sachin Tendulkar in '98, and
Yeah.
then you had him do all these exhibition matches in USA, doing all these different things, dancing while playing cricket, I think he would have still aced it
Still aced
because
it.
he was
Yeah.
so amazing at what he was doing that even
Yeah.
if you leveled him down a bit, he was still better than most other players in the world.
Yeah.
And I think that's just Hikaru.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Absolutely. I
So,
mean, he won't be doing that, say, in the candidates, for example.
oh yeah, he can't
Right?
be
Like
doing
he
that.
can't do that. Yeah,
But then
exactly.
who knows? I mean, maybe he does a game review after each game in the candidates. I don't know, yeah. I mean, the thing about some people is they challenge your existing notion of what you can't do, and then
Yeah.
they change it. They think differently.
Yeah. I recently saw a game of Vidit versus Hikaru, where Vidit moved the king in the on the second position. I forgot what did he move? I think
King
he
F7, something
King
like this.
F7. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And Hikaru was just losing his mind, and he was just like, "This has to be wrong. I have to prove it, but I can't prove it." So I
Vidit played
love.
an amazing game in that game, but
Yeah,
in the end, Hikaru won anyway.
yeah, yeah.
But Vidit was
That
just
was a
amazing.
tough one. Yeah.
I know.
Okay. Okay. So tell me more about my resourcefulness.
Yes, so your resourcefulness, it's the opposite of your advantage capitalization. Your resourcefulness at 30%, it's still not at all bad.
Okay.
But how you can again get better is you go to the resourcefulness tab,
Hmm.
and out here you can review the games where you had, the games where you won or drew from better positions.
Understood. And then
And
figure out what I did right.
yeah, figure out what you did right.
Hmm.
And you can also check your lost games in
Hmm.
the games, and you can again figure out what you could have done better.
Got it. Got
But
it.
if you are
Okay. So
doing this data
you
for
are
your
able to
own
see.
games,
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to ask if I'm doing my own data, I can see all of my games.
yeah, you can not only see all of your games, but you also get a better input on the personalized lessons.
Ah,
So
got it.
this is the learn how to defend in complex positions.
Hmm.
And here you probably did some mistake
Yeah.
from one of your own games,
Hmm. I mean,
and
I
I'm not sure which one it is.
okay. So this is what I did not do, clearly.
Yeah, it takes things from your own games, and
Hmm.
but I'm not sure if it does as well when you're looking at someone else's games. But it
Hmm.
gives you data, very good data for your own games, which you have input, and it also
Brilliant.
gives you the option to add a coach. So, for example, you try this out and you have your own games,
Yeah.
and you add me as your coach.
Hmm.
Then I can also see whatever data you are seeing.
Acha, so you can add like an actual live person as your coach.
Yeah,
Oh, so then you have access to all of my games after that.
Yeah, I have access to all your data after that, and
That makes a lot of
that will
sense.
make it so much easier for us to discuss.
Correct. So does this make your, I mean, as a coach, this makes your life super easier?
Super easier with
Mm,
certain limitations. That, for example, I can only do the 40 games till now,
right.
but this is set to improve. It will not stay like this forever. With
Right.
time, I'll be able to input my own data. For
Mm,
example, if I want to check how Nihal has been doing in the last 3 months,
right.
only in the last 3 months, where his
Right.
results haven't been great, then I
Mm,
can input only those games with the data, and I can get my analytics on only that.
okay.
Now I want
Got
to
it.
check how people have fared post pandemic compared to pre
Mm,
pandemic, because they haven't been playing as regularly after 2020. Now again,
right.
I can get a collection of only those games post 2020, and I can get the analytics on that. So that will save me so much of manual time and automate things.
Got it.
So
How do we do that? Like if I have to check just my games from the last 2 months, for example, or you can't probably do that for me, but you could do that for yourself.
yeah, I can do that for myself. That was the
Got it.
first tab I had shown you. Yeah,
Got it.
I go to my statistics and I can choose the period here:
Right.
1
Amazing.
month, 3 months, 6 months, 14 days, 7 days. But
Hmm.
in scoutings, I can see the report. I can see your games. I can see your last 40 rapid. I can see your last 40 blitz. But with time, this will be just the same way as our individual games. So, for example, you want to prepare against Suhani. You're playing her in the first round of the next COB.
Hmm.
You can input her games,
Interesting. Right.
and you can check it out.
So currently, the only way I can do that is to physically go to chess.com, go to her site, go to her page, go through each of her individual games, make notes of it, and then analyze it. Like right now, there's no other way of doing that.
Yes, right now that's basically the best way. Of course, you can download the games onto chess base. That would make things easier for you.
Right.
That's what I do.
Mm,
But even that will involve a lot of manual work.
got it.
But this will automate things for you. So
Yeah,
the
this is really
part is
cool.
automation.
Yeah.
And I think we are talking about openings.
Wow, I really
Your
need to learn some other opening. This is
It's a
just
lot of
ridiculous.
English opening.
I
See,
mean,
this you can I could have gone straight to the openings tab, and I didn't even need to see who was the person I'm analyzing to figure out who was white here.
yeah. I think it's just become like a habit. Like I don't even I start thinking after C4. I mean, I just put C4 and then I start thinking, abhi kya karna hai life mein?
And with black, you have been doing different things: old Benoni defense, and you do a lot of Sicilian defense.
Yeah, apparently. I see that now.
So you can either be a mentalist or you can use aim chess. Either way.
Yeah, aim chess it is. All right. So Benoni and Sicilian. Yeah, I think those are the two main ones. Correct.
But it's good. It's good because you do have a very good score in all the English openings that you do.
Hmm.
You have all green here, which means you
Correct.
have a good position out of the 15 moves. So what is
Right.
happening is you are quite familiar with your openings. So out of the first 15 moves, you get better
Yeah.
positions. On average, you're 0.75 points ahead of your opponent.
Right.
And with
Right.
the black pieces also, you're doing quite fine. So in general, in rapid, it's working out for you.
Hmm. I think it's the middle game where. So I think what has happened is that because I stick with the same opening after a while, you do become familiar with different positions. But
Yes, you have
yeah.
a pretty good grasp of automatically where your pawns go, your pieces go.
Hmm. 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 This
And
is very interesting.
the general interpretation is your win rate is pretty good, uh,
Hmm.
which means you're probably underrated, not playing enough rapid games. If you play
Wow.
more
I love
rapid
this
games,
website. It's giving me so much validation. I love it. Nobody gives me so much validation. I mean, when was the last time somebody told you, it's you are a bit underrated? Come on, yeah.
there are people I have in my life
Oh
specifically who do
wow.
that.
Yeah.
But I think it also gives you a very clear picture. So you're doing
Right.
great with the white pieces with
Mm,
70% rate, but your
but
black repertoire needs to be worked on.
correct.
And I think I could also feel it in the way you talk. That with white, you seem to be all sorted out. You have your English opening and you're quite happy with it,
Yeah.
quite passionate. You talk about it a lot. You know where you want to have your pieces. We have spoken
Mm,
about it a couple of times.
right.
Whereas
Right.
with black pieces, you don't feel as certain.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Like so with black, like I open with Sicilian, and then there are a couple of moves that white makes that immediately makes me uncomfortable. So I'm literally hoping कि अच्छा वो नहीं. Hello?
Hello? Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, I
just
can hear you.
hoping that they don't play those moves, you know. I should work on that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Old is like for people to tell you that you need to stream regularly.
Dude, Voldy is not underrated, man. Voldy is super rated.
But
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of one C5 out here, yeah, which is why Benoni is like this one D4 C5 related stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you just love the C pawn, I guess.
Yeah, so I think at some point, because became comfortable with the English, I kind of thought that I can kind of mirror those lessons with black. And I guess I was horribly mistaken, uh, because doesn't really work out that way. And I haven't gone into the depth of it, you know? So I should probably find something a little bit more stable, maybe like a D4 or E4, maybe like an E4 opening, a E5 opening with black.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you can work out a repertoire like that,
Yeah.
which is something we can work on. You know, what you
Yeah.
want to do against one E4, what you want to
Yeah.
do against one D4, a standardized repertoire. I think that
Correct.
will improve your overall results by quite a bit.
Correct.
And
Or just like go for a King's Indian and like be sensible about it.
absolutely, it would work. It would totally work.
Yeah.
Uh, whatever you do with a bit of practice, you'd get better at it over a period of time.
Hmm.
Um,
Insane. Yeah. This is really cool though. I mean, having your personalized puzzles is like a game changer, I'm thinking.
oh yeah, I think it's incredibly useful. But there's also one more aspect of this which I was looking for precisely, um, which is why I got a bit distracted. So
Mm-hmm.
analytics is basically only one side of it. There's a lot more out there, and I was just trying to. Yeah, I think another important, very useful thing. So this is my overall entire game history across platforms,
Mm-hmm.
and it also shows me here that I made no mistakes in the opening, but I lost in the end game.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So here, if you see, I get all green flags. This is the book sign,
Huh.
and this means I have made no mistakes in the opening.
Huh.
And red flag is it's not the relationship wala red flag, just that
Sure.
I lost during the end game. So please don't judge me on that. And the
You made
shield
no
is
mistakes in the opening, but you are scared of commitment. Like, what? Why? Just why? All right, moving on.
yeah,
Wait, what is the
it's
third one?
dangerous.
1 second. You made no mistakes in the opening. What is the key?
I converted
Converting.
an advantage
Oh,
into a victory, and
wow,
I won during
superb.
the end game. It's a green flag. Green flag. I have green flag, guys.
Right. Yeah, I'm already saying aim chess getting too real. What is the fifth one? The next red. Oh, you ran out of
This is
time.
I had time disadvantage.
Oh,
So I had time disadvantage, and then I made mistakes due to that. I got under
okay.
time pressure,
So in
and
general, Srinath does not make any opening mistakes. Like that's what we see from this.
yes,
Very cool.
The red flags come only after the opening.
All right, we're getting to learn a lot about Srinath. Pretty awesome.
Yes, and the another useful aspect is, let's say I take a random game of mine, and let
Mhm.
me take a game I won nicely, because
Of course.
it's my stream and we all need
Yeah, validation.
yeah, exactly. And here I played this opening, right? This was
Yeah,
my opening. I was
yeah.
black, shoot, and I played this opening. Now, if I want to learn more about this opening,
Hmm.
I can just go to this videos tab where it shows me all the YouTube videos that are on this.
Oh, that's crazy.
So I don't want to get a copyright strike. I'm not pressing
Yeah,
the
yeah,
play
yeah.
button,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but it gives me a list of these openings, and I
That
visit
is really
drugs,
cool. Right.
and yeah. So if we if I input the Stafford Gambit, for example,
Hmm.
wait, it's knight f6, knight d5, knight
Wait,
c6. This is the Stafford Gambit, yeah.
is that okay?
Yes.
All right. What is the other gambit that starts with a P?
The England Gambit, right?
No, no,
D
no. ये E4, E5 दोनों नाइट एक दूसरे के pawns को लेता है.
Petrov.
Petrov. I thought this was Petrov.
Yeah, this is Petrov till this
Oh, it's a
point.
Petrov opening. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
the
understood.
Petrov opening, but this
Right.
one specifically is the Stafford Gambit.
Got it.
And here I expect to see yeah, there's the Gotham chess and Eric Rosen out there somewhere.
Wow.
There's so much of Gotham chess. And I will see
So
Eric Rosen. I play the Stafford Gambit against Hikaru,
insane. Okay.
Pog Champs and everything.
So aim chess or like knows the position and has already run a YouTube search for that position.
Yeah. Yes.
Crazy.
Yes.
Crazy.
And the courses, if you want to delve further, you can find courses in that particular opening. But these are
Where on
paid
YouTube?
courses.
Acha, okay.
These are paid courses, but the YouTube videos that you can just access. You can just click on play and you can watch the video. Now, this is
That's
again
very cool.
something I find incredibly useful, because I've had also even my dad coming in and saying, I don't know how to play against this opening. Can you teach me?
Mm,
And you can teach one person, but if you need to teach like 100,000 person on this opening,
yeah,
you can't do it one on one all through.
yeah. This is
So I
pretty
think
cool.
that's where something like this becomes a game changer in learning.
Mm.
And this is something you can also just do it with the black pieces, e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6. Whatever you want to play with black, you can just put it out there and then go to YouTube and check out if there
Okay.
are any.
So on chess.com, right after you finish the game, you can self-analyze or you can let the algorithm, like the AI, analyze your game for you, right? It gives you
Right,
best moves, it gives you blunders, mistakes.
right.
So can aim chess also do that?
Uh, I'm not sure if it can give you a game report like that, the
Yeah,
number
correct.
of
Like a
blunders for the particular game.
huh.
Um,
Okay. So if we would still need to keep so ideally then we should keep both the screens open, like have the game chess.com screen open as well as aim chess open. Wow.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Every chess.com leeches, they have their useful functions.
Hmm.
One is, of course,
Understood.
you can't play on aim chess. It's only for the
Understood.
analytics.
Understood.
And second is the game report, what you get
Hmm.
after the. But then I'm not entirely sure. I need to check this one. I'm
Hmm.
not entirely sure if you can't generate a report here.
Hmm.
And even if you can't right now, I think you should be able to over a period of time.
Right.
Uh,
What
Probably
would be very interesting is if they add eye tracking into this. That would be so crazy, dude.
that would be
Insane.
the next level.
Yeah, like eye tracking and heart rate, if you can add to aim chess. Damn. Like full biofeedback during chess.
That's like chess meeting medicine.
Yes. Connect me to aimchess.com. I have lots of ideas for
I will. I
that.
intend to do that.
Oh wow. Superb. Yeah, I mean I would love to connect my eye tracker and see how, it all adds up. So I
Oh
already
yeah,
tried
yeah,
that
yeah.
with a few games and it was really insane, like your eyes genuinely don't go to all the pieces during all the moves. And a piece that you don't see is a piece that you don't think about. Quite literally.
Yes, yes, yes. And I think this is not just relevant in chess, yeah. It's also, for example, I think you might have heard this example when someone like Messi or Ronaldo dribble
Hmm.
and the defender is looking at their feet and the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas Messi is not just looking at the defender, but he's all a part of him is looking at the defender, and a part
Yeah.
of him is looking at where he wants to go.
Yeah.
So he's able to literally see more than his opponent.
Yeah.
And with training, your ability to see more also drastically improves. And that's why I think we see this difference even at the very highest level. Magnus Carlsen is able to just see more of the chessboard in that zero point 0.1 seconds
Yeah.
and 1 second than someone at the elite level.
It's just wild, man. Like that's the danger of having a bishop in on A1 or H1 or like in a corner controlling the whole diagonal. Like sometimes you forget that the bishop is there because you don't see it. Like it's quite literally hidden away in a corner of the board. And this happens so many times you don't make a rook move because you forget about rooks until the end of the game. कि अच्छा चलो अभी रुक्स को बाहर निकालते हैं. Like we don't, quite simply, if we don't look at it, we don't think about
Absolutely, absolutely, Dr. Sid.
it. I mean, it might sound very, very silly,
No,
but
no,
yeah,
no.
I
I
mean, it's
know, I
just,
know, I know, I know it for a fact.
yeah.
So I've been involved with learning chess at the start level,
Hmm.
and I also don't need to go too far into trying to imagine myself in those situations because in 99% of activities I'm on the basic level. Like driving is the most obvious thing, right? Even
Yeah.
when you're a rookie driver, you pay attention to less aspects. But
Yeah.
when you're a seasoned at driving, you can pay attention to so many more things. So your anticipation is so much faster because you see things coming much earlier.
Oh,
That's because you're
wow.
able to just see more things from the beginning.
Yeah.
And I think it plays every single place. Just good thing is in chess, you won't get into a life-threatening accident.
Yeah. I love that. I love that analogy because when you're starting off driving, like even a car coming into your way like 500 meters ahead could be like this threatening thing, you're
I
already
know
panicking. Oh my god,
exactly.
oh my god, oh my god. But I mean, if you're a professional driver, अरे ठीक है, handle कर लेंगे, it's okay.
If you have driven in India for a few years.
Lovely. I love the idea of spotting danger far away. I love that. That's so true. Like kind of
Yes.
like, so if somebody moves a rook into the middle of like on an open file, even though there are some four pieces between the rook and the king, like an experienced player would still be able to tell how in a few moves all those pieces will move away and then suddenly there'll be a check. Or, like you can anticipate that this is going to happen after a while, which an opening like an amateur player would never be able to tell.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of long-term strategic ideas, like putting a
Right.
pawn in a certain place, you know that it will come in handy in the future. And in
Right.
some cases, it's even difficult to explain why exactly. It just
Yeah.
comes with experience,
Yeah.
and it's one of the more challenging things to learn about chess.
So one thing that I feel is the most challenging is how when to not move anything.
So you can't sit like that without not moving anything at all. You
Like a
can't give a
waiting move.
pass.
What
But
do you
yeah, the
what do you call a
aspect
waiting
of
move?
exactly, to keep improving without making a weakness. I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I think when you're starting off, that the mistake that we often do is that because it's now my turn, and because I have these bishops and horses, I have to move something. So chalo, let me push a bishop into the enemy territory. Let me push a knight into the enemy territory. Like, something. Let me do something. Uh, which is silly. You don't need to do that. But it takes so long to understand that basic concept.
Yeah, I know. I know. It takes true, absolutely.
Mm.
But again, I think that's something which comes with practice and
Yeah.
experience. It's very hard to set rules and guidelines. Now, one thing which I understood quite late in my life was back in 2000 and 2005, we learned from books and not internet.
Mm.
And with books, there was this somehow this idea that you can have a list of rules written down in a textbook, and if you follow that, you learn.
Mm.
And quite late, I realized that that's totally not the case. It comes with conscious practice and feedback.
Mm.
You can't
Mm.
just learn some rules and principles and go out there and apply them. It just simply doesn't work that way out there in the real world.
Crazy. Yeah. Dude, what is blindfold tactics? I'm very curious.
Yes, exactly. I was going to show you this. So this comes from the training room out there in the
Uh-huh.
homepage.
Mm-hmm.
And we have seen advantage capitalization tactics, opening improver, all these things
Yes.
are and there's the practice visualization and the blindfold tactics. Now both of these things, let's start with easy.
Mm.
And here you have
Wait,
these
what?
pieces written down. So there's a king on g1, a knight on e5,
Ah,
and pawn on h4, g3, f2, and there's a rook on e3. And there's a black king
okay.
on h3, pawn on a7, and rook on d7. This is the position. So this is a rook,
Wow. Holy crap. Okay.
and it's black to move, and you can win here.
Uh, okay. I can win here. Hmm.
Yes,
So, okay. Where is the white rook?
the
E3.
white rook is on e3.
All right. Yeah, dude, I have no idea how we can win here. Maybe push the pawn up to I don't know.
So the hint here is there's a back rank weakness. The black king is on h3 and the white king is on g1
Oh, the white king also. Okay, so yeah, we can directly push the rook up to the yeah,
here. Yeah, yeah,
correct.
this is correct. Rook to
Huh.
d1 check, and the rook has to go to e1.
Yeah, and then take the rook.
Yes. So this is
Hmm.
the easiest one. So
Insane.
it's made into. And back in the times, I used to have similar things. There were programs where it would give you uh, all the yeah. So I have this position. There is a uh, yeah. I have this position,
Huh.
and let's press next and see what do we need to do.
What the
Capture all black pieces with your. But I looked at this for only 2-3 seconds, and I can
Yeah,
reconstruct the entire board. There was a king out here on e7, uh, white knight on a5,
right.
black king on a3, bishop on b4, pawn on d6, and pawn on e4.
Okay.
So my task with the knight is to capture consecutive pieces
Right.
uh, with my white knight. So I go with the knight to c6. I capture the bishop on b4, and have to do it with my knight. So knight a6, knight c5, knight into e4, and knight into d6.
Holy crap, dude. That's crazy.
But when I started out, it was not as simple as
Bro,
this.
what the
It
hell?
took a lot of practice to get here. And I started the same way. I started the same way when, again, it's a lot easier when you have like only four pieces to remember.
Jesus Christ. What was that, guys? Am I the only one who was kind of mind blown by that? I couldn't follow that. Chat. Kya tha wo? Okay. All right. What do we do here? So we take it with the with what? With the
That is after we press ready. Are you ready? Do you think you can remember this?
yeah, of course. Very simple.
Yeah, so there's a king on a4, rook on b1, pawn on e2, and white king on e2.
A2. Okay, cool. Wait, so now what do I have to do?
Just how many unprotected pieces does black have? Just answer this.
Black has two unprotected pieces. I
The
mean, if
king
you
on
don't
e4.
include the king, or we include the king, I mean, okay,
Yeah,
sure.
I'm quite certain about that myself, but
I mean, yeah, none of the pieces are protected actually. So all three are unprotected in that
uh,
case.
wrong answer because
Oh
the
no,
rook
okay, the
on
rook is protected. Correct, correct, correct. The rook is protected. So then, yeah, king and pawn.
yes, two. Let's try it out. Oh, it's incorrect.
Oh, so then the king
I guess
cannot be
it only
counted.
includes the king.
Ha.
Maybe
Okay,
it
so
doesn't
then there's
count the
just
pawn.
one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you don't count the king, correct.
But Sid, it's very similar to again learning English.
Yeah.
It's all about patterns. Now, if you give me a same set of board where the board is not 8 into 8, but
Mm,
something like 16 into 16,
mm,
and the shapes are not the king and the rook, but the shapes are completely random and in
mm,
random order and colors, then
mm,
I wouldn't have any clue. I wouldn't be able to remember anything the same way.
mm.
But since I have these patterns trained, it's so much easier to remember. And it's very similar to language. So we know English. So if you look at a paragraph, it doesn't take long for you to put it in your short-term memory
Correct.
and be able to reproduce it. But if it is in some ancient Latin, which we don't even understand the characters,
Mm,
then we don't register any of those characters, even if we are proficient with language.
correct. Correct,
But
dude.
in
Absolutely.
chess, with these patterns, it becomes pretty easy to visualize over a period of time with the
Yeah.
coordinates. And initially, it's easier with the less pieces,
Mm,
and later you get so proficient that you can. So I can take a look at any game which is going on, and if I look at it for 10 seconds, I'll be able to reproduce it.
the whole thing, even if there are 16 pieces on the board.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can do that.
Crazy. Okay.
And then there are these wonder kids like Nihal who can play bullet on blindfold, and he beats me even when I can look at the pieces.
So bullet, that's like 1 minute chess, right?
Yes.
How do you even play bullet on blindfold? Like how do you know, how do you move your hands?
So in chess.com, there is this chess set pieces called blindfold. You can go to the settings and change it.
Okay.
Then you won't be able to
So,
see anything, but you just make the moves normal, like e2
oh,
to
okay, okay, okay. Okay, got it. So you can't see anything,
yeah. You can't see any of the pieces.
but you're still moving your okay, your eyes are not actually blindfolded. So both of you are blindfolded.
It can if both of them have the blindfold pieces settings, then both of them will be blindfolded.
Acha, so then he could be blindfolded and you are not, and
Yeah,
he can beat you. Oh, that's just too much, man. How
I
have I
know.
not?
I know.
I mean, damn it. I know why that has never made it to YouTube.
It just
Oh,
doesn't happen to me. He sometimes goes and beats up grandmasters. Just they don't even know that Nihal is blindfolded,
what
and
the
he just
hell?
sends me screenshots. Oh my God! Look, it's Suhani in the chat.
Hey, Swani, what's up?
Hey, do you think we should run? We should do a little bit of mentalism on Suhani.
I'm all for it.
Run her games through the analytics.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go. Chalo. Thanks, Swani. See, if you hadn't said favorites, we wouldn't have done this. But
Sorry, Suhani.
no, no, why? Sorry. She's a great player, man. What are you saying? She won COB.
Oh yes, of course, of course. She
I
was the
mean, so
MVP of COB. True.
exactly. So the last 40 games would include all the COB games. But
So
I don't remember. One second. It's
I remember
Suhani
her.
Shah
129.
129. Yeah. Go for it.
It's the was COB. What time control was it?
It was rapid. 10 minutes, right?
Awesome. Let's go. Let's go. Downloading games. Suhanisha 129. Analyzing games. Total games of 40.
Suhani entered at the wrong moment, or did she enter at the right moment? See, as a mentalist, she couldn't have entered at the wrong moment. Okay, bye. I mean, see, you know what, Srinath, you could just send her the Zoom link if she wants to. She can join in. Um, since we're
Yeah.
analyzing her games anyway.
Where is
Suhani
she these
resigned.
days?
She is busy. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, it's
Okay.
already ready. Oh, that is pretty fast, dude.
Oh yeah, it is fast, but 40 games also shouldn't take a
That's
super
true.
long time. But I think it's still impressively fast.
Okay.
Okay, so Suhani Shah rapid performance on chess.com as on 31 May 2022.
Hmm.
Her openings 38%. Her peers are at 54%. So said just so you know, aim chess is not all about making you feel good. Your
Yeah.
percentages were actually pretty good.
Yeah. I
It's
can
not
see
like that
that
for
now.
everyone.
I can see that now. I can see
Wow,
that
so
now.
many red flags.
Again, guys, we are talking about chess. We're talking about chess. All right.
Suhani is like, I lost all the games after COB. Lost all
Okay.
the
So one
motivation.
second, let's go to her openings. The as black, because I really want to see. All right, what is Horwitz defense? I don't even know what that is.
Actually, it's D4 E6.
D4 E6. Oh, okay.
And it's
All
like
right.
the opening might need some work. You tend to get poor positions by move 15 and are losing games because of it. But again,
And
this works with limited data, yeah? Only your last 40 games.
correct,
So that's a disclaimer. The quality of analytics you get is totally dependent on the quality of data you input.
correct. So if
So
it's your own account, then you will get a much better analysis.
absolutely.
Right. But it's
It gives
interesting because she's done a lot of like she's experimented with a lot of different opening styles, Italian Petrov, Scandinavian Three Knights.
yes.
Wow.
Suhani, uh, she she's not monotonous. At least we
That's
can
true. That is true. Keep them guessing. Keep them guessing. That's the motto of it.
absolutely. She
Swaraj,
has to
which
do that.
website is
It's
this?
built into her
Yeah,
brain.
ethos, right? Like if you're a mentalist, you have to do that. So, is this a website or is it also an app?
Uh, it's largely a website.
Okay.
I don't again I'm not sure if they have an app for it.
Okay.
But also I think you get so much more value from looking at it on a computer screen.
Yeah, that is true.
But yeah, they do have an app in the app store. I can see that.
Acha, Aim Chess has one. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. I wonder if it's the same company that made Aimbot. Aimbot is also pretty crazy, because they analyze your whole Valorant game and see how many times you could have got a headshot. If you did not get a headshot, then did you overshoot or undershoot your mouse flick? So there's a lot of crazy analysis. This sort of reminds me of that.
I should have tried that when I used to play Valorant.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean you used to? Have you retired?
I haven't played in almost a year.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Now is the time to get back to it. Maybe after the Olympiad, we can
I know,
celebrate.
I know.
We can
Yeah.
celebrate with Valorant.
We should do a total gaming night,
Yeah, for
a
sure.
gaming week night.
Done, 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 done. Also, Srinath, we are going to do some fun stuff, okay, in Mahabalipuram.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're telling me or you're
no, no,
telling me?
no, 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 I'm telling you because I'm going to be there from 6th to 10th.
August 6th to 10th.
Yeah,
Oh, so you're in time for the last rounds.
correct, correct. Because
There's something called the Bermuda Party in Olympia. It's like the tradition on the rest day. It's basically like the traditional party.
wow. Okay, when is that? Please tell me it's between 6 to 10.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's I think it's a
Damn.
bit before, a few days before. So when you asked me about what's the best time to um visit, I wanted to tell you about this, but
Damn.
I wasn't
Okay.
sure about the dates at that time, and then it just slipped my mind.
Okay. That's cool. So before that, I'm in Andaman for a week. And so I'm gonna come from there directly. So it's okay. It's cool. I'll be underwater. I'll be underwater when you're partying.
Either way,
Yeah. Either way. All right. So this is pretty interesting. So if I was to play against Suhani, then I could definitely analyze her games from here.
oh yeah, you can definitely analyze her games. You can see
Mm,
uh, it gives you inputs. How her resourcefulness is. It's 16%,
mm.
and her advantage capitalization is 41%.
Got it. Got it. Got
So
it.
it also gives you input on time management. You know how much how often do you have less time than your opponent, and
Mm.
how often do you have more time
Interesting.
than your opponent.
Interesting.
And what happens when you think for a long time? Do you make blunders or do you make good
What?
moves?
This is insane. Okay. Hold on. 1 second. What does this mean? So long thinking outcome, 25% of the times you make a blunder.
Yes, that happens a lot when you think for a
Holy shit.
long time. You lose focus
Oh man, this is
when
so
you think
cool.
for too long.
You
I
know,
think
this
that also
is,
happens when you overthink decisions in life. You make wrong decisions.
yeah, this is like the real world analytics evidence of why you should not overthink. Oh
Oh yeah,
wow,
chess has so much of it. That's absolutely true.
brilliant. I love this. I absolutely love this.
And Suhani has been behind on the clock for 59% of her moves.
Hmm.
So she's someone who likes to take her time in the beginning, uh, based on the analytics we have, the data,
Mm.
and it also gives you the data on your result on different days of the week.
Okay, so she wins her maximum games on Monday.
Yeah, and has the best percentage on Sunday.
Oh, this is insane.
Let's check that out for you. How was it?
Oh wow, this is so crazy.
So you play a lot on weekends. 32 of your 40 games are on weekends.
Right. And somehow Wednesday and Thursday I haven't played at all.
Yep.
I've lost all of my games on Tuesday. Okay, that was just one. Okay,
Yeah,
I've
there was
lost
just
one
one.
game. All right. And I've won all of my games on Friday.
Friday is the day. And
This
what
is
is your
wild.
long thinking outcome? You do well. You do better when you think.
Ah, interesting.
And
Yeah.
it also gives you the time spent per
Hmm. So I think I'm
graph.
quicker in my opening and then middle game may I kind of tend to slow
Yeah,
down.
I think that's partially because of how comfortable you are with the English opening.
Correct.
It
Correct. Correct.
allows you. And curious again to check the data on my games, which
Huh.
gives us a. Let's take the last 1 year because
Hmm.
taking data from a whole lifetime, it gives you distorted data.
Wow, look at that. Okay, what was your resourcefulness? 39.
39%.
Super. Okay, but your peers are also showing 31%. So that is kind of the average, 30%. If you're in a losing position, you convert 30% of games.
Yes, I have a bit of above average statistics on everything here,
Mm-hmm.
which also I think it kind of makes sense because I don't play a lot, but when I do, I think I play well.
Crazy.
I don't play as much as a typical professional.
All right. So okay, let's check your days now.
Let's check my days, the days of my life.
Okay. So you generally tend to win, but Saturdays are your good days and Thursdays are your good days. You're
Yeah,
very, very
Saturday.
distracted during Mondays for some reason.
I don't know. I don't know why. I guess I
mean,
get too burnt out during the weekends.
yeah. But Sundays also you don't do very well. Like, what do you do on Sundays and
Saturday
Mondays?
nights. It's Saturday
It's
nights,
the
you know.
Saturday nights. Right. Makes sense. I mean, such a party animal, man. Crazy. All right. Dude, okay. I'm very curious. I want to see Magnus Carlsen's graph, like that main one.
Oh, I don't think we can get his
The
overview.
overview one.
Uh,
I mean,
so
just search, just
we
search. I
can we
mean,
can check his leeches one, yeah.
all right. But he has
It's
like a dozen ones. Like,
I think there's an account, Doctor
no, it's
Nyquist.
Drunkenstein. It's Drunken. Shit. What
Yeah,
was it?
that was an older account. I
Chat,
think
can you check? What is his Dr. Drunkenstein? Can someone confirm if this is the one?
it
Dr.
should be one
Drunkenstein.
of his accounts.
Yeah, this is the one where he plays drunk, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I've
could
seen
be.
those YouTube videos, dude. Like, it's crazy. He's just singing with his friends and he's playing chess.
Yeah.
I
But
love
not
it.
necessarily the same account where
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
drunk all the
Correct,
time.
correct, correct,
I mean,
correct.
he's drunk and he plays chess. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have games in the past 2 months with this account.
Okay.
But there was a recent chess.com of
Yeah,
Magnus.
correct. He played some Title Tuesday or something,
Yeah. What
and
was
he won
the
it. I have no idea
account
what's.
name?
I'm sure somebody in chat will tell us.
Yeah, until chat finds it, let's check out GM Hikaru.
Anshika saying Dr. Nykerstein. Nykerstein. Huh, okay.
Yeah. You could count on a medical student to remember this
Do
accent very
proper
well.
research.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, anything to avoid studying NEET. Oh, report is ready. Wow. All right.
Right, let's
Brilliant.
dive into it.
Whoa. Okay.
The
Okay.
openings are 95%.
All
So
right.
not that impressive. But also Magnus plays a lot of random stuff. Bomb clouds and
Mm,
all these things.
yeah. Yeah.
And look at
Like,
this advantage capitalization.
that's 100%. 100%. Like if you give him a little bit of advantage, that's it.
Yeah,
Bye
it's
bye.
like being stuck in a crocodile's jaw. You know, you're not going to get out of
Holy shit. Okay. But even his resource capitalization is sorry, resourcefulness is 36.
36%. Because you're not going to win every time you have a bad position, right?
Correct,
It's a
correct.
percentage of your score when you have a bad position, and you can't win every time, even if you're
Yeah, and his
Magnus.
peers are like Hikaru and Anishgiri and
Yeah, actually, I would be curious how it computes that because he simply has no peers.
right.
He's at least
Interesting.
some 3200, so I think 3100, 3000. Like
So
he's like a good 100 points above.
right, like his peers um would be AI accounts from like 15 years ago, I think. Probably. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's amazing.
What would Stockfish's graph look like?
That would be, I think, maxing out on.
Yeah,
It'll
you
be
think so? Like,
100.
would it be just like a circle?
I don't know again because again, Stockfish typically plays against people close to its strength.
Hmm.
So, but then that I think the resourcefulness might be ridiculously low because the computers just won't allow others to come back when they get a better
Ah,
position.
insane.
And
Correct.
advantage capitalization might be something similar.
Right.
And tactics and ending and all these things will be 100%, I think.
Crazy. Got it. Got it. Okay, Anshika saying Magnus Carlsen is his account on chess.com.
Cool.
Magnus Carlsen. So this is not his main account.
In leeches, he has a lot of
Yeah,
accounts.
correct. So what's your take on creating different accounts for practicing chess?
Professionals do it all the time because they don't want their games to be analyzed. And now, with the internet, you can get everything out there.
Correct.
So the most common thing to do is to create a totally anonymous account, which no one knows.
Right.
Like, for example, I create an account, Greedy VD.
Hmm.
Of course, I'm not going to create an account like that. But
Okay.
although the title players get free accounts on these platforms, it's very normal to create an account where no one else knows it is.
Right.
And Magnus Carlson. Yeah, this is
Hmm.
chess.com account. This
Right.
one's not as impressive.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. Look at us judging Magnus.
Not as impressive by Magnus's own standards, is what I'm
हाँ मतलब ये तो ठीक ठाक खेलता है.
saying.
Oh, insane, insane. All
But
right.
again, Magnus Carlsen, his chess.com account is uh, again not the best. And look at the kind of openings he plays here. Owen's Gambit, Nimzo Larsen attack. Obviously, he's not going to have such great results as he's having in general. Owen's defense is 1 e4 b6.
1 e4 bc. Okay.
It's a pretty bad opening.
Mm-hmm.
So he plays a lot of total nonsense on these things. And still he
Trampovsky.
has,
Trompovsky.
yeah.
Sharmaji. Magnus Carlsen is the Sharmaji of chess.
Hey, by the way, I think anyone can get these 40 game reports as far as I know. People just need to go to aimchess.com
Oh, you don't
slash.
even need to have a premium account.
Yeah, I don't think even in the basic account you get access to uh, this 40 game feature.
Got it.
So like aimchess.com slash try, and you can just try it out and
Oh,
input the username, and you can do the same thing I've been doing all this stream.
lovely. So, I obviously get a free account, I know, but then everybody else. No, I'm just kidding. Is is there a code that we can use?
Yes, so there is the code Srinath30 with which
Okay.
you can get a 30% off
Oh, all right.
right now.
Okay.
But if we, I think, show enough interest from India,
Mm-hmm.
we can have. I think it's also possible to have India-specific pricing in the future.
Yeah, dude, we should. I mean, the kind of interest that the Indian chess community is showing, like it's so rapidly growing. It's crazy.
Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So there is a lot. It depends a lot on the interest that we
Mm.
show.
Yeah. So
But
I think,
for now, the
yeah.
existing prices you can get 30% off, or you can try out aimchess.com/try,
Mm.
and you can just try it out and uh,
Yeah. What you should
see
do
if it's
is
useful for you.
tell them to A, give us Indian pricing, B, incorporate eye tracking, and
Biofeedback,
yeah, absolutely, man. Biofeedback is the future.
absolutely, absolutely.
Brilliant. Oh, Anshika is so usefully put up everything on the chat. That's so
Anshika is the
sweet.
best.
हाँ
That's why
यही
I
बोलते
always associate with medical professionals.
yeah, I mean, we are the only ones who need an escape, no?
I guess, I
Smooth plug.
guess.
All right. So, Srina, did you get a chance to use the eye tracker?
I bought it, but I haven't used it. It's
Oh,
like my how I bought the Apple Watch to track my heartbeat, but I haven't used it yet.
yeah. No, no, man. We should definitely. I would love to have you on a stream on my channel. Primarily to make my mods happy, but also because I love talking to you. Um,
Absolutely, you
and
got
maybe
it.
I can have if Suwani's free, like we could play some games. I could have the eye tracker on, and you could help just analyze where it's been going.
Absolutely, absolutely. We are on
Yeah,
for that.
lovely. All right. What's the plan now? Do we wrap up?
Yes, I think we can wrap up on that. And I was initially not intending for the stream to be like this, like
Hmm.
totally focused on inches, and I was initially hoping that we also discussed a few specific things about the chess, but I think what I didn't estimate was the platform just simply had so many features, and
Yeah.
it was really fascinating and interesting. It's
Mm.
something I really believe
Mm.
in terms of its usefulness and relevance, and that's exactly why it turned out.
Yeah,
With these,
makes
like tracker
sense.
will show his eyes go towards another screen to check messages. But tracker doesn't work like that, no? It doesn't go beyond one screen.
No, thankfully, no. And most importantly, the tracker doesn't show chat what we are looking at.
Thankfully.
Yeah, and that's I mean, it just tells chat which part of the current screen we are looking at, but not on the other screens.
Absolutely.
Small pleasures or small savior. Chat. So
Absolutely.
the problem is, you know what, uh, Srinath, like we've been streaming with a very core group of people, and I feel like because we've been together for almost like a year, we kind of know each other now. I'm talking
Yes.
of us and chat. So it's very weird when they start psychoanalyzing our personalities because they know us by now.
But what exactly are you referring to?
Like I sometimes when I sit with chat, I actually feel like I'm in my college group. 'Cause it's that kind of leg pulling that I haven't really experienced since a long time.
I know, and I see your chat. Why this chat? You really need to give them more streams, Sid.
I know. Okay.
I mean,
All
I
right.
stream once a month, and even I stream more than you.
Wow. Wait, what? That is not true. Okay, now I know why Suhani left the chat. Okay, bye. Bye. What the hell? No, but then you are absolutely right. Chat, I will see you guys on Thursday. We will do a stream. And oh, we have some pretty interesting stuff. My Discord community sent me a gift hamper,
Wow.
and
My
it is like,
Discord, are you listening?
dude, so it's like the sweetest thing. So I'm going to do like an unboxing of that. We'll just hang out, we'll have fun. So chat, I'll see you guys on Thursday night. You guys are awesome.
I once landed in your Discord by mistake, and
What do you mean by mistake?
I thought it was my server, and then I just did an everyone ping or something, and then I realized, oh, it's not my server. It was like you're not allowed to do. And then your Discord was so happy. They were like, oh my god, there's finally someone here.
Okay. I refuse to sit here and become and get roasted like this. What the hell, dude? Arey, yaar, you are right. You are right. I should visit Discord also more. So, Shri, why don't you do one thing? Um, you take over Discord and I'll manage YouTube. Like we have to figure out some way of sustaining, right?
Yeah, yeah, I'd be
Yeah,
so happy with that.
correct. I think it's time that we started, working smart, not working hard. Not that my
Yeah.
mods think I work hard anyway, but then that's okay.
But it was great to have you here, Sid. Thank you so much. Good to
Cheers,
be
man.
back with you,
Yeah,
and you're the perfect person I could have found to discuss a learning stream with. Any
yeah.
learning stream, any kind of learning stream.
Thanks, man. I want to do more of this. Like I definitely want to talk to you more about sort of like the finer details about learning about chess. Maybe, maybe a little, like add a bit more of a practical approach to it. Maybe we take a completely new opening for me, like
Mhm.
not English. Take a completely new opening, which would actually have me learning stuff. And try to break down what is going on in the learning process itself, while at the same time we talk about the opening. I think that would be
Yeah,
pretty fun.
absolutely, absolutely. I'd love to do this a lot more regularly whenever we find time.
Hmm. Yeah.
Two topics: learning chess and although chess and analytics and how analytics can be used
Yeah.
practically to improve chess. Both these absolutely on for it. So my schedule from June 2 to 5 is the Indian chess tour, the
Hmm.
MPL
Are you
Indian
playing?
chess tour. I'm commentating with Tanya.
Okay. Oh, lovely. All right.
So that has like 16 of the best chess players in India, featuring Arjun, Nihal,
Wow.
Ronak, and all the usual
Prague is
guys.
playing.
Prague is a bit overqualified because it's a qualification even for the champion chess tour. So Vidit, Prague, and Hare Krishna, they are already part of
Are
the main
already
tour.
qualified. Got it.
Yeah, so they are not there, but the rest of them are there.
Mm-hmm.
And June 6th is the Junior Speed Chess Championship final between Nihal
Mm-hmm.
and Arjun.
Oh, wow.
So this is my schedule from June 2 to 6, but
How old is Nihal?
Nihal is 17.
Okay.
This July he turns 18, just in
Okay.
time before the Olympiad Bermuda party.
Wow. Okay. Good time control.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. All
So
right.
yeah, I think after June 6, whenever you're free, we can schedule something and hit me up.
Lovely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That sounds really cool, man. Really cool.
Awesome. Thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
so much. And see you soon.
Cheers. Bye. Bye, chat. Bye, everyone. I
Bye.
hope you had
Bye.
fun.
Bye.
See
Bye.
you.
Bye. Chat.